Hey everyone, how are you doing? The field for the Magnus Invitational is being released as the clock strikes 7 p.m. European, and it just did on my computer, so I don't even care. I'm just gonna put it out there. This is the people we have to look forward to, and it is the best field you could possibly imagine, in my mind. For an internet tournament, we have Magnus, we have Hikaru, we have Perugia, we have Nepomniachtchi, we have MVL. I dare you to find a better field than this, because this is gonna revolutionize chess on the internet. Who needs the candidates anymore? Says Bonaparte. Yeah, I know. Unreal. Will you play chess today? Yes, Kiku. I will play some chess. But I thought we needed to start the day on this because this is the biggest news in chess right now. The players for the Magnus Invitational, literally the only chess tournament in the world, top level super tournament in the world, and yeah, it deserves some attention. We'll get back to it though. Hello everyone. Hey Aquila, Mandora, Chess Weeb. We have Chris. We have Bateman. Robson, Walter, Bruhaimu. Hey everyone, and thank you so much, Ryataman, coming back with a Twitch Prime for 25 months. Thank you so much, Ryataman. Nakamura will be playing. Yes, he will. I don't really know anything about his obligations to chess.com, but this tournament is basically being organized as if it was an over the board super tournament. So I guess his contract didn't prevent him from playing the best internet tournament that has ever been. Captain Drage, how are you doing? Audio Man misses Rajabov, but otherwise a great field. I gotta say that in this 8-person field, I don't see who would have to go to find a place for Rajabov. I don't know if you noticed, but one of the names that is not on the list is Grishchuk. So like this tournament is so ridiculously strong that not even Grishchuk could manage to get an invite. What's the time control? Walter, the time control for the Magnus Invitational is 15 minutes for the game plus 10 seconds increment per move. So I think it's very similar or identical, maybe even, to the time control that is used in the World Rapid Championship over the board. Shame there's no Norway chess this year, but there's always next year. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they canceled yet, Drage. I think they moved the tournament, no? To like beginning of October or something. I don't think they canceled. I think they moved it. And it's very important to move your tournament early on because there's going to be so many canceled slash postponed tournaments that everyone is trying to move their stuff over to the fall, hoping that the situation in the world has improved by then. Is there a system checking there will be no cheating? I know that there is something in they are taking measures, but I think you should read the official news item for more info on this. So let me see if I can get the link. Yeah. So here's the link to the news item, which has much more detailed information. But if you're just joining us, this is the field for the Magnus Invitational tournament, set to start in just 1 week. Um, and it's going to be the strongest internet tournament ever played. Hey Marius, how are you doing? Yeah, Planrege. So is not among the top eight, which I think just illustrates how ridiculously strong this field is. There's a lot of accomplished chess players who didn't manage to get an invite. No Alexienko. Yes. First people spiking controversy by including Alexienko, and now he's not even there. Outrageously, Ataman. What day do you think the Banter Blitz final is? I don't really know. It's gonna be some time in the next week. So it's gonna the Banter Blitz final between Magnus and Ferrugia, as far as I have heard, will be held before the Magnus Invitational tournament. So it's gonna be held sometime next week. Magnus, it looks like he needs a haircut. What are you talking about? That haircut looks great. Speaking of haircuts, I have started cutting my own hair, and I can tell you that's it's a disaster. I don't know what you're talking about. Magnus's hair looks good. Everyone's hair looks good on this picture. Can we see the back, please? Sorry, Marius, I don't have that information. Oh, my back. Oh, no, I no. But I feel like my hair is doing okay. I have a story though. We were doing a broadcast on one of the Norwegian TV channels, and I got so sick of some hair, and I found a scissors and I just cut it off. And then the next day at the broadcast, I had to go to the makeup girl and kind of tell her what I had done, and she yelled at me. You should not cut your own hair when you're in the middle of a broadcast. Yeah, I felt a bit bad. She had to try to fix it as best she could. It was not a pretty sight. You're keeping her employed. I don't know about that. She was very upset, and rightly so, I would say. I am not a professional. I should not try to just cut my own hair. But unfortunately, I have done it again. I didn't learn from my previous mistake. And there might actually be a Norwegian TV broadcast coming up. Just putting that out there, a little exclusive number two right there. TV2 might be doing a broadcast for the Magnus Invitational. Who will be commentating on the event? I don't fully know, Walter. I will likely not be doing Chess 24 commentary as I might be busy elsewhere, which is good. But they are having, as far as I know, they're having commentary in an extreme amount of languages. I assume you're mostly interested in English, and I don't have details, but I would suspect Jan Gustafsson to be involved. It just seems like a fairly normal thing for him to be involved in whenever there's a big Chess 24 event. Svidler? I don't know, Marius. I would tell you if I had details. The thing is, Svidler is playing. They also Chess 24 is also hosting an a different event that they call the Device Invitational. And there is very scarce information to be had about that event. But Svidler is playing there. Um, and I don't know how that affects, um, whether that affects his broadcast availability or what's going on. They're keeping themselves busy? Yeah. They're organizing everything right now, it seems. Everything has gone online. The 8 players have been announced, Jacob. They were announced 10 minutes ago. Alan, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. 14 months. Thank you so much, Alan. And quickly for Jacob, we're going to show off the 8 players for the Magnus Invitational. Left to right, top to bottom. It's Alireza, Magnus, Fabiano, Ding, Hikaru, Anishkiri, MVL, and Jan Nepomniachtchi. Okay, I have no idea. I feel like I've really misplayed this opening. Great lineup. Thank you so much, Irix. And thank you for the 2 years of subs. 24 months. It's an anniversary. Thank you so much for the support. Great lineup indeed. Thank you so much, Norder, for the 9 months. What's the average rating? I guess it depends on what kind of rating you want to use, Marius. But I think if you use the FIDE rapid rating, then this field just blows everything else out of the water. Berlin asks, there's no issue having Hikaru despite being affiliated with chess.com. That is a question Hikaru will need to answer, Berlin. But Chess24 is happy to host him. There's no doubt that he is one of the best internet chess players ever, and a pioneer in his time. And he's #1 on the world blitz rating. So he was a natural inclusion to the field. Point Decapitan with a 6-month resub. Thank you so much. And that also apparently started our hype train. If anyone has understood what this hype train does, I would be interested in that information. But for now, there's a big purple thingy on my screen. Okay, so I need to speed up is what I need to do. Yeah, I've played this very much on the light squares, and now I'm just giving up this pawn, which feels really dumb, but at the same time, I don't feel like I had that many good options. Also, I'm gonna lose some time. Ulan, thank you so much for the 500 bits. How are you doing today? 2,800 average blitz rating for that field. That is so sick. Oh, that was a bad move. Hype train is a marketing strategy? Yeah, everything is though. I my trying to make this stream about the revelation of the Chess 24, the Magnus Invitational field was also marketing ish. It got you guys here, didn't it? I am very upset I'm not allowed to use this C1 square. Yeah, I'm getting massively outplayed. Okay, he blundered there. He might try to just go for the draw with rook c1. I wouldn't blame him, but if he does, we're gonna flag him. I'm down 2.5 minutes, but if he goes for the draw, we're definitely flagging. No question about it. Such a move. We're gonna make it happen. If I was him, I would be very nervous about now. Okay, it turns out we don't even need to flag him. We're down a lot of stuff. But I think we're just gonna mate him. Win. Fair and square. Let's go here. Oh man. Did I let him? No. We're fine. We're fine. So let's take this one, then take this one, and easy win. No? Hammer very slow today. I'm always slow, Torquay. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to flag him, but it turns out all we needed to do was get the king in there and take care of business. Hey Jesse, how are you doing? Am I following the computer championship? Um, I'm following the tweets of oh, what's his name? The really good British guy, Sadler, Matthew Sadler. I'm following his tweets, Marius, and he's following the the super final, computer super final. So so I am by proxy keeping an eye out on the computer championship. It's one of the biggest streams on chess on the chess category. It has like consistently 800 viewers, which is insane. It's just computers playing chess against each other. It's fascinating. Uh, has there ever been a higher prize fund in an online tournament? No, bow ties, and not even close. I don't think there's ever been 10 times. I mean, even if the prize fund was 10 times lower, I don't think there has ever been that high a prize fund in online chess. I think you could probably go like 20 times lower. It's insane compared to anything that has ever happened in online chess previously. Hey, working class hero, how you doing? Hopefully, they do more of this? Yeah, Jacob, I really hope so. But at the same time, I hope they don't go bankrupt offering such insane prices and broadcasts and stuff like that. So I hope you stop by the broadcast and get yourself a Chess 24 premium membership to support. One thing I should mention, I said I didn't really know who the commentators are going to be, and that is somewhat inaccurate because the players will only play every other day. So there will be commentary by the other players as they have their rest days, as I understand it. And there will also be like possibilities to challenge the Banter Blitz format against the players who have a rest day, as I understand it. There's definitely some value to having a Chess24 premium membership for this next month. Did sponsors help fund it, or is Chess24 doing that great as a business? I don't really know, Brian. I don't really know. Yeah, the computer games are really amazing working class. And it's really interesting how so many of the computer games last like 120 moves, which in regular games is very uncommon, but the computers just kind of, they very often end up in these very long-term locked down positions and then wait a very long time before making pawn breaks and trying to knock down the opponent's position. You look forward to the Giri commentary? Me too, Hiyata man. Giri commentary is gonna be good. Should get a Chess24 membership and hope they don't go bankrupt from this. I mean, I think that would be good. I will admit to being somewhat intimidated by the prize fund because it's so much higher than anything that has ever been seen before. So clearly, it's a very aggressive strategy to catch the attention of the internet chess enthusiasts. Kiku, I'm playing against Chess24 premium members. If you are a premium member, then send me a challenge and you'll be in the queue. Who would be who if Magnus Alireza turns out to be the Karpov Kasparov? Fiataman, do you need help with how a calendar works? Surely Magnus would have to be Karpov, as he is the reigning champion. And then Alireza would be in the role of Kasparov, being the new challenger, the new kid on the block. Congrats, working class hero. That's very impressive. What do I think about the Magnus versus Danya bullet match? Um, I know that Magnus has been playing a lot of bullet in the evenings. I sat up until like 6 a.m. one day watching Magnus play bullet. It was fascinating. But then I went to sleep and I think Magnus just continued playing. The guy is kind of fond of chess. It's unreal. Some of these top players, they have a thirst for chess that is unreal. They don't grow sick of it. I think Anish is a decent example of it. I think he just really loves chess. I've been seeing Anish. Anish has still been doing the tactics frenzy. Now he's working on beating Magnus's score. Um, and he's just doing it for fun. Hey CJ, how are you doing? If you have a son, will you call him Thor? Here comes Thor with the hammer. I mean, it's a decent idea, Bruheim. I will keep it under consideration. Not sure Twitch chat is gonna get to name my kid, but I'll store it in the back of my mind somewhere. Isn't most people in Norway called Thor anyway? I wouldn't say so. I do have an uncle that's Thor, though, must be said. And my dad is Tore, but definitely derived from Thor, you would think. Yeah, I'm basically talking myself into confirming your hypothesis, I think. Did you crush me and win or crush me and lose, working class hero? It's a pretty important distinction. Bakus, you haven't gotten your invitation? I think it's too late now. They announced the field like 25 minutes ago. But I'm sure if someone withdraws last moment, this time MVL is already in the tournament, so he can't be the last minute replacement. They're gonna have to find someone else. I'm sure you're on that list. Do you know if Magnus himself asked for this field? I don't know. I it doesn't really strike me as a Magnus thing to do to organize things. Um, but I'm sure Magnus has kind of approved in terms of uh, he wants to play as strong a field as possible. So I think it's likely that he's like, yeah, this sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, CJ, whose Instagram? I didn't understand what you're referring to. I'm getting outplayed, I feel. I think MVL is just in the tournament to kick him out in the last minute. Wow, Kiku. That would be really good trolling. Um, but on the other hand, if MVL turns out to win the candidates in the end, uh, then you might not want to troll the guy you want to have participating in your tournaments in the future. Who's in the field? Positional King Sack. I think I have the link here. Thank you, Alan, for asking. The apartment sale is concluded. I didn't get the listing price, but I got a decent enough price, and I'm happy to get it out of the way. It was always very nervy. In Norway, when you sell your apartment, there's like always a bidding procedure, and watching the bids start out really low and then increase like by a tiny bit at a time, that was genuinely nerve-wracking. But it has been sold now, Alan, so that's good. I feel like we're gonna checkmate this man over here. Um, how though? I'm very tempted to making this move. I feel like this has the best chance of opening up, but I feel like this is the best move. So do we go for what feels like the best chance or what feels like the best move? I'm a stickler for kind of objectiveness. I always try to play as best as is possible. Always trying to make the best moves, which is why I spend so much time. And so it's not a good strategy for internet chess, but it made me decide going for these two pawns working together in the center in this instance. Yeah, it's gonna be 2.5 weeks of some top tier internet tournaments, Bergen. Can you set starting bidding price to what you actually want? Well, but then if no one agrees with your valuation, then no one would actually bid a Tara Dove. So normal and yeah. No, auction theory is a genuine thing. I think my dad does game theory, of which auction theory is kind of like a part of, um, a section of, and it's fascinating. People have been thinking a lot about how do you extract the fairest price. What kind of system should you have to find a fair price on anything, really, but houses being one of them. Why does third and fourth get an equal amount of money? I don't. Oh, I'm very low on time, but he just blundered, so we're fine. Whew. I did not discover there that I was low on time, but we got the checkmate we needed. We managed to open up for the queen and the rooks towards black's king just in time. Why do third and fourth get the equal amount of money? The thing is, positional king sack, this article was published at the top of the hour. And it was a secret before it was published. So I have not seen it. I'm reading through it now. The only thing I knew was who the players were. Irv, thank you so much for the 100 Shamrock bits. How are you doing today? Are you looking forward to the Magnus Invitational? Oh wow, third and fourth is getting the same amount. Why is third and fourth? No bronze final? Ah, this is... Okay, yeah, no, this is actually... I have to write an email now. uh, yeah, I'm scared that I'm not gonna remember to write this email later on. But I'm gonna... Because I know that TV2 was talking about there being a third place finish. Yeah, but that makes perfect sense. There's a knockout between the top four people, and so the reason the price is the same is because losing the semifinal is third to fourth place, and you don't distinguish between the two. So there was a logical explanation for it. I'm just I'm just. Business before pleasure, for sure, Bruheim. But speaking of pleasure, let's take some pleasure in crushing Unam from Spain. Where can I see who's playing? There's a link here, CJ. I also have it on my screen, but I'm scared of losing all my time. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. For those joining late, these are the players in the Magnus Invitational starting next week. Next Saturday, actually, April 18th. It's Perugia, Carlson, Karana, Ding, Nakamura, Giri, Vashela Grav, and Nepomniachtchi. You sound like you have good typing speed. I think I have decent typing speed, Hiyata man. But I have done some of those tests on the internet, which informs me I do not have good typing speed. But it's difficult because those internet tests, they are in English, right? And they're based on that you're transcribing, which is a completely different thing than actually having thoughts in your head that you put down on paper. It requires kind of a different sort of concentration. This is not the hammer repertoire. I don't know why I'm doing this move. Shame on me. It's a reflex. I think G6 is the main line, but it's not the hammer repertoire. So much chess streaming going on? Yeah, Bergen. I'm intimidated. I'm very intimidated. So many people streaming chess. And I haven't been feeling it lately. And so I thought I'm not going to stream. There's so many other people streaming anyway, and I don't feel like streaming, so I'm just not going to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of people stuck at home, which means more viewers, but also more streamers. It's a good thing. Who thinks Carlsen can beat Hikaru? I think you'll find there's a lot of people who believe that, working class. Hey Gerber, how you doing? Nepo is streaming, but you don't speak Russian? Yeah, CJ. I think Nepo, yeah. I would definitely watch him if he was streaming in English. But I guess he just feels more comfortable doing it in Russian. And there's definitely an audience for chess in Russia. So, he's doing his thing and it seems to be happy with it based on how many hours he's been streaming lately. It's hardly a matter of believing. I will agree to that too, Irv. That I have a suspicion that Magnus will beat Hikaru in their match. But since we know there's so many Hikaru fans on Twitch, we try to mellow our confidence a little bit, just to make it sting a little bit less for the Hikaru fans. Wow, 5 card draw. Did Kamsky stream for 21 hours? That is so sick. Wow, he's a grinder, huh? Actually, their e4 would have been a really strong move for white. I don't know how I would have dealt with that. But now, after my queen gets to take this pawn, I'm putting a lot of pressure on the knight, and this guy is just not going to survive. I don't think there's any hope that this guy lasts another couple of moves. So I'm going to be up a pawn. Plan was 24 hours, but he gave up after 21. Oof, that hurts. Wow. Yeah, no, 24-hour streams are insanely tough. I think giving up after 21 illustrates that. Because then you're so close to the goal, but you just cannot do it anymore. I feel like giving up at 21 hours illustrates better how tough it is compared to like giving up after 12 hours. Because if you give up after 12 hours, it's like, I wasn't feeling all that good. And when you give up after 21 hours, it's like physically impossible to continue because you're so destroyed inside. You're so close, you're almost there, but you just have to give up anyway. Yeah, I saw Hikaru did 24 hours. I think everyone who does 24-hour streams are crazy people. It is really, really difficult to do. 21 hours close enough. I'm not sure the 24-hour stream police agrees. But yeah, 21 hours is quite the day at the office. Did Magnus ever reply to God on Twitter? I mean, reply what, Slumka? I don't know what Gada was trying to do. I don't know if they had an agreement about the merch, but it seemed very far-fetched for Gada to have any sort of a claim. Yeah. What pawn are we going to capture? I think we're going to use this one as a distraction. And then we're going to take this one. Okay, now I kind of regret doing that. But what's done is done. Ooh, he mouse slips. That's game. I don't do a 24-hour stream because it's ridiculously exhausting. And working class hero, if you were to do a 24-hour stream, you couldn't do it all chess. When I do like 5-6 hour chess streams, my head is just on a complete meltdown. Never mind 24 hours. The only way you kind of manage to do 24-hour streams is by having some sort of easier games or less energy demanding games at times. But I'm not going to be doing it anyway because I am a responsible adult who appreciates the value of sleep. And especially these days, sleep is very important for your immune system. We gotta make sure we get those 8 hours in these trying times. No mercy with the mouse slipping 1500s? No. No mercy for anyone. We're competitors here. Hammers never had mercy. That's also true. Four to 6 hours, like the golden amount. Yeah, even that I think is a bit too long for me, Gerber. I get very tired. But sometimes, having a nice crowd can energize you. Um, and I know Alexandra is doing like 4 to 6, but yeah. I think also it's more motivating to go on for longer when you have a kind of like a good viewership also. Yeah, I saw that at Taradov. That was, yeah. I'm not sure yeah. I don't think that was healthy. Do we have information on who is funding the prices? Slumka, I mean, Chess24 is paying out the prices. I guess what you're asking is whether or not there are any official sponsors for the event, and I don't have any information on that. Yeah, it's always going to be very difficult to sleep when you're stressed out, 5 card draw, and especially in that situation. That's going to be stressful no matter the circumstances. I don't really know what to do about this pawn structure. I think we're gonna attack this pawn and basically just see how white reacts. This is the kind of position where I think black is slightly better because our pawns are a bit more aggressive in the center. But the advantage is so minuscule that one of the best strategies is kind of just lie in wait and hope for that the opponent makes a mistake or inaccuracy or something like that. I think let's move this guy up. Irv, the games will be 15 minutes. 15 minutes for the whole game and 10 seconds added per move. The entry fees, yes, Irv. Yeah, that would be fun though. Charging the guys. Just a little something to play in the tournament. C4 here would be an interesting move. In general, white has some options of increasing the pressure in the center. I'm not super happy about this knight on c7 because it doesn't really have any clear future. Um, in fact, I struggled to find a single spot on the board where this knight could do a good job. That's gonna have to be one of our main priorities. Actually, with that move, I'm pretty happy to see that because the knight I just highlighted got a really nice square on b4 as a result of those trades and that change in pawn structure. Are there rules about mouse slips? I wouldn't think so, Yasaman. I think you're in control of your own destiny. You just shouldn't mouse slip, I guess. I think the article announcing the tournament has some details on the cheating um, measures in place. ASAP. But in general, I believe that these players are just, they're too strong to cheat. They have too much to lose. Um, so I'm not actually very concerned about it. But I understand. I was reading some of the Reddit messages and stuff like that, and people seem to be like very concerned about cheating, even with the most reputable players in the world, which amazes me. In general, I am of the opinion that kind of cheating in chess has been massively exaggerated. Um, but based on kind of you shouldn't base anything off of internet comments, to be fair. But it seems like people are really, really concerned. And yeah, I just, I don't have the same level of concern. But on the other hand, people's opinions matter because it's about the integrity of the tournament. And if people don't believe that your tournament is free of cheaters, then people will be less interested in watching. Um, so it's a difficult conundrum that when people care about cheating or think that it's a big problem, even if I don't agree, then you have to respect kind of people's opinion because otherwise you risk just having a tournament that doesn't have the integrity or the that people will be less likely to watch maybe because they don't believe it's a fair contest. On the other hand, Tour de France is like the national anthem of people cheating, and they get plenty of viewers always. So, yeah. It's the right time for this kind of tournament now that all sports are off. Yeah, it's not accidental, the timing, Bergen. Internet issues may be a bigger deal. That's a good point, Atara Dove. 15 plus 10 is nice. At least we can follow a bit. Yeah. I think that is I think that has been one of the priorities, making it a good viewing experience. I don't know what to do with this pawn structure is exactly what I think every game. Yeah, well then Tankan, you can be happy to know that it never changes. It never changes. There are so many different pawn structures, and even grandmasters struggle with it. Hiataman, I'm timing you out now because you have now multiple times. Just we're not gonna be a stream where people just say random trolling rumors in chat. I let it slide the first time, but the second time I'm striking down on it. Since when don't we trust super GMs? Yeah, that's the thing. I think I agree with that super chess weeb that cheating is always possible. There's a lot of people saying like, oh, for this prize fund, oh, someone is definitely gonna cheat. It's so much money. But we have had world championship matches with much more money on the line, without cheating ever being in the headlines. And while it may be more difficult to cheat over the board, it's definitely doable. And I just don't think I think these top players have a certain respect for each other and for the integrity of the game. And they also appreciate that they're very lucky being able to make a living out of a board game. And they wouldn't try to mess up that. And there has definitely been cheaters online, Bruheim, but calling them high profiled is ridiculous. The people you're mentioning is people no one knows who is, or at least no one knew who they were before they cheated. So there has definitely been a history of people cheating online, but most of the time it's by people the average chess viewer has no idea who is because they're unimportant, and so they have less to lose by cheating. And therefore, the punishment for cheating, if you get caught, needs to be very strict. But I'm more concerned about unknown people than I am about the top tier players in the world. Magnus cheat by studying for 25 years. I don't think Magnus is the biggest student of chess ever, Irv, but he worked really hard when he was a kid, and then I think he has coasted a little bit on that success after, and it's worked for him. So who's to say anything? That strikes me as an extremely low percentage, Bruheim. He studied a lot as a kid, Neil. he had this amazing interest for chess, and he was doing a lot of work on his own. He was self-sufficient, self-driven, which I think is incredibly important. I think a lot of kids these days, they kind of wait for, there to be a coach to guide them or something like that. But what made Magnus special was his interest for chess history, his work ethic as a kid, and the fact that no one ever needed to tell him to kind of do his chess. That was just his standard, his go-to. April 15th. Okay, big man. Thank you for letting me know. Well, ASAP, I think all top chess players are pretty obsessed with chess. It's very difficult to be good at something without having a unique dedication. And chess is no different. Did we already talk about the Magnus Invitational? We've spoken a bit about it. We can do a little bit more, Buddha. This is the field, confirmed as of today, featuring pretty much a who's who of online chess. What am I going to do with this pawn? I'm probably just going to go back. It's Firouzja, Carlsen, Karana, Ding, Nakamura, Giri, MVL, and Nepomniachtchi. Did Magnus invite himself? I think probably Magnus said, I would like to play this tournament. But at the same time, there's not a tournament in the world who wouldn't want Magnus to play. It has everyone you wanted. Wow, Higgs. May I compliment you on your excellent taste in chess players. Yeah, it's very sad, Jackson. I didn't really know her, no. But I know of her. She was a big presence in the chess community. I'm very low on time. Wow, I'm very low on time. And this guy just gave me his entire house. The king f8 move, yeah, that was not super impressive. But it's gonna work out for him because I'm not paying attention to the time at all. Oh man, this was rubbish. Wow, you would swap out Giri? Shame on you. Who's gonna give us all the best memes if we don't have Giri? Wow, this guy is not really shy. He's not really hiding his intentions. He has no intentions of playing a single good move. What a guy. He got his win. I'm sure he's happy. How can you be on 15 seconds? I don't know, Bateman. I think I had the players for the Magnus Invitational up for too long. Also, I'm very slow. This has been confirmed multiple times in chat. I did see the April Fools, Magbrand. Do you think it's a good idea continuing in the Antarctica? Who's doing commentary? I don't really know, Asap. If it's not in the article, I would guess Jan is involved. And also some of the players are only playing every other day. So there will be commentary with the players on their rest days, as far as I have understood it. You would swap out Geary for Duda. Interesting. There are Duda fans in the world. Well, that was not a good move. We got the bishop for free. I don't need to think when I'm getting a free bishop. Duda is OP. Well, you would say that, Slumka. I understand he has Polish fans, that's fair. I think Duda is playing in this other tournament Chess24 is organizing, though. I'm pretty sure I saw his name there. Chess24 is also organizing something they call the Davis Invitational. And it's pretty much a stacker of like second tier players. I think like it's got Rajabov and Duda and I saw a list somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Here. David Anton, Santosh Vidit, Peter Svidler, Lenier Dominguez, Vladislav Artemiev, Jan Krzysztof Duda, and Pentala Hayakishna. So Chess24 is also hosting another tournament. But I don't think I have a link for any details there. That's just a little preview from me to you. Pepe Invitational. Oh, really? That's not what it was called when I was told about it, but sure. Some Spanish guy who's not even playing in it. Magnus Invitational, you kind of get that. But Pepe Invitational without Pepe being in it, it's a bit strange, no? That's a way more fascinating lineup. Oh, shut up, but when's that one? I think it starts on Monday. It's a different format though, and I haven't understood the rules, and it doesn't have a web page. In general, there's a lack of information about that tournament. Well, I know that they scheduled one of the games to be at the same time as my next stream. So I was a bit salty about that. Oh, it starts tomorrow. Yes, Kasparo wannabe. Apparently you're better informed than me. But now that you say it, I do seem to recall tomorrow being the starting date. I'm completely winning in this position with my bishop pair. But as always, very low on time. The guy decides to exchange queens. Have you seen anything as silly? Exchanging queens against Hammer? You don't get away with that. I'm just capturing everything he's got. Wow, and he took my bishop. Gave me the bishop pair as well. Outrageous. Okay, first order of business, take all the pawns. Then next order of business, give a checkmate. Not even close. Not even close. I was never concerned. When is the Banter Blitz final? It's on Wednesday, Mungus. So apparently Chess24 is just flooding the market with online tournaments. I guess my next couple of streams are just going to be watching these tournaments or something. If you want some games in, you got to get them in now. Because it sounds like the rest of the month is going to be flooded with tournaments. Beautiful conversion. Thank you, Neil. Will be a nice prelude. Yes, Mungus. It's perfect timing. Ferrugia against Magnus in the Banter Blitz Cup final on Wednesday. And then the rematch. Whomever wins, it's going to be the rematch during the Magnus Invitational. You still got it. Thank you, Asap. I got the pre-moves. I can play quickly. Just give me an end game. That's all I need. Oddchess.com is not as active. It's difficult though. Chess24 organizing 3 tournaments in the same week. You can't really match that level of activity. The Magnus Invitational is 15 minutes plus 10 seconds per move, Neil. D5 is not supposed to be the best move. I feel like this is a thing. This just transposes to the Rogozin, right? I just got the bishop pair for free, so I'm pretty happy. Maybe it's time to just back off. Try and consolidate our center and our bishops. Get our king into the safety. Hey Dukas, how you doing? Yeah, we can play again if there's not too many other challenges, Kiku. But I think there's quite a few. There seems to be like 10 challenges waiting. If you're going to get chess more mainstream, 15 plus 10 is the right time control. That sounds good, Texas mate. I agree. I agree. I think it's important to have enough time to be able to explain some basic concepts, and make sure at the same time that moves happen with some frequency. So I agree. I think it's a nice time control for getting a broader audience interested. And I'm probably going to be doing commentary for Norwegian TV on the tournament. And so I will get a first-hand impression on whether it's a time control that succeeds in doing just that. How did the house selling go? It's done, Dukas. That's all I care about. I got it done. It was difficult. It was actually emotional because following the bidding on the house was very stressful. And I didn't get the listing price, the price I was hoping for, but I got a decent price and I'm happy to get it done. Mr. Catchy, I do commentary for TV2. That could be random, Mag Brandt. Okay, I'm definitely gonna sacrifice something. The question is what? How much am I gonna sacrifice here? So probably we're gonna want to take this one, and then take this one. Yeah, let's not calculate. I need to be more intuitive. I need to have more faith in my instincts. My instincts are telling me that there will be a checkmating attack on this king, and we're just gonna go for it. Gondolius, yeah, that is the plan. Will it be streamed on Twitch? Yes, for sure, Costa Rican dude. Chess 24 has they always have broadcasts in many different languages. So there will probably be some English, Spanish, yeah, so many languages. So if king takes, I think I should just get my queen involved immediately. And if knight takes, then e5 is a good move because it opens up against this knight. And if he tries to stop this diagonal, I hate this. Okay, so I was trying to say that f5 was a bad move because of bishop g5. It cost me an extra piece, but let's just pretend that was just to make it interesting. Calculated, yeah, definitely. Just, keeping everyone on their toes. But yeah, bishop g5 here would have been winning instantly, which was my idea. Very interesting positional sack. Yeah, giving up a piece and letting the opponent have use of the very nice e6 square. Very positional play. Hey Halvard, how are you? I think we're just gonna rush. Use the pawns to rush because these pawns will also block black's pieces from getting into play. Is there such a thing as tactical blunder? Yeah, but in chess it means something different than I think what you're trying to say, Texas. I mean, a tactical blunder in chess would just be a blunder as something that is a mistake because of a kind of a concrete variation. So its counterpart would be a positional blunder, which would be a mistake, but a mistake for strategic reasons. And a tactical blunder would be a blunder for I'm going to take all your pieces reasons. Now you realize why Trump wanted to buy Greenland? Yeah, but on the other hand, Irv, when Greenland gets infected, yeah, I don't know. Small communities are kind of prone, no? Halvard, I played one game. I did not play very well that one game. And then I started doing other things. They already had some infections. Oh, that's too bad. Antarctica, the way to go. Antarctica has been shut down for winter. So people there are living in isolation during the winter for the southern hemisphere. It's got to be such a difficult job. I think a lot of people are gaining respect for kind of the psychological torment that is having such remote jobs and plans. Evening, Bloby. How are you doing? Oh, I completely forgot about Chess24 chat. Shame on me. I was so obsessed watching Twitter for the announcement of the players. My bad, Chess24 chat. Let's see if we can correct it. If you have any interesting questions. Have you ever gotten sick of chess? Yes. Basically, every player who has played a lot of chess in their life has been sick of chess. I will not believe it if they claim otherwise. Chess can be daunting over time. And especially if you're having bad results, it gets to your head very quickly. So yeah, I've definitely been sick of chess. I might even be sick of chess right now. Who knows? Nasty bind going on. I'm trying, Dukas. I'm trying to use this pawn to restrict black from ever getting the pieces out. What right now the main priority is preventing black from playing the c5 move. But yeah, it's difficult because black is putting so many pieces, putting pressure on the b4 pawn. I actually sacrificed it right now, but if black takes on b4, then I go e4 and it's complicated. Where does Nepo stream? Nepo's channel, I never remember precisely what letters it is, but I'll put it in, yes, someone in Twitch chat is going to help me out, and then I'm going to put it in the Chess24 chat. Thank you, Kasparo Wannabe. I'm very low on time again. My position is so good though. My eyes started acting funny. Hey Kuluax, how are you doing? So we succeeded in restricting black from playing c5, but on the other hand, black is having a lot of pressure against our position regardless, especially against this pawn on b4. And I kind of felt forced to give it up right now because I didn't have enough ways to protect it. But then I'm going to create a counterattack with the knight capturing on c6. And if he doesn't capture on b4, then I'm going to put my knight on d3, and once again I have the situation under control. That was probably not the best move. It was in fact a horrible move. Black spending some time too, yeah, but black also taking all my pieces, unfortunately. Unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just getting flagged today. Okay, we're gonna have to try something. Wow, he actually let me get a queen. That's so bad. Something happened with my eyes there. I just couldn't see straight. Too focused on chat? Yeah, that's let's go with that excuse, Dukes. Hennes joins us for the first time, thinking he's going to be a free win for me. But as you can see, I struggle. Nothing is a free win. We don't take anything for granted. Hey, Boobnath, how you doing? You like my black repertoire? I'm glad to hear that. I put a lot of work into it. Hey, Burns. Hey, Balash. What's the third tournament? Yeah, Pepe Invitational we talked about. Dorina in the chat as well. I'll stream for a little bit, Spectre. He did fight well. Yeah, he took control of the A file. It was surprisingly annoying. I thought my position was just devastating. But he managed to kind of create some issues. I should have tried to reroute my knight to d3 quicker, probably. Yeah, I did sell my apartment, Halvard. Are you playing in the Magnus Invitational? No, I am not. I'm not good enough for that. I'm not even good enough for the Pepe Invitational. We're gonna have to find some kind of tournament for, you know, bad players turned commentators. Yeah, actually, that wouldn't be such a bad concept. Could have a tournament with Jan and Pepe and yeah, no, I think we're onto something here. Wow, Bishop f5. I've never seen that before. I used to play this with black sometimes. Just as a joke, basically. But it's not so bad for black, as you would think, because it looks really bad. But it's better than it looks, this opening. That's the nicest thing anyone can say about it. Knight d7, huh? I guess if knight b5, you castle. I take this pawn, king moves into the corner. Can you claim to be okay there? Probably not. But we're just going to protect this guy and castle queenside. Looks pretty good, to be honest. Looks pretty good. We have the bishop pair. We have an extra pawn. What more can you ask for, huh? So I think what he's going to do is he's going to put his knight on b6 and his bishop on e6 and try to control the light squares. My first priority has to be keeping the pawn on e5 safe. I guess I can go bishop c4, threatening the pawn on f7. Because that's kind of going to distract black's resources from attacking my e5 pawn. And then we'll figure out the next step afterwards. Captain Drage, I did join the 24-hour tournament. I only played one game though. Twitch moderator tournament? Wow. We have so many subcategories here where I would stand a chance. The Magnus Invitational, not one of them though. I'm so slow. Okay, let's just get the rook into the center. I don't know why I'm thinking this position isn't really that intimidating. Okay, I'm gonna go here. It gives black the option of going into the opposite colored bishop endgame. But I'm a pawn up, so it feels like it should be still pretty good for me. I don't know what you're talking about, Drage. Magnus won the Norwegian championship and then he didn't play it anymore because he was kind of too good for it. Okay, we're gonna try to create something on this side. And when that fails, we're gonna try to create something on the other side. Honestly, I'm not sure plan A is gonna fail though. We're looking to be in a pretty good position to push f5 next move. In an opposite colored bishop endgame, you always want to try and take control with your pawns on the opposite color of what your own bishop is controlling. So we're putting the pawns here on the light squares, and then our bishop is going to control the dark squares. It's a really good cooperation between the pieces. And now this guy is just becoming a new queen. Nice technique, well played. Well, we're not done yet, Duke is, but so far so good. He also let me have a new queen, which was nice of him. Anglo-Scandinavian defense. I have no idea what that is. C4 D5. It's probably a very bad opening. In general, when people ask about openings where I have never heard the name of the opening before, it's a fair guess that it's a really bad opening. Oh, really bad opening. My eyes are really acting out. I can barely kind of see. It's difficult to describe. I remember before I used glasses myself, I didn't fully understand kind of the implications of what glasses did and how it felt not having glasses. But right now, what's happening is like I can manage to read and see the board if I like squint. Um, but my eyes focus is really not working. I'm gonna try a couple more games, but I may have to quit early today. And now I also have a good excuse if I didn't see your comment in chat. Ever thought about laser eye surgery? Yeah, no, not really. I know some people who have had it and who said that, yeah, it's nice, but then it just gets worse pretty soon thereafter. So I feel like because your eyes and your eyesight, it changes pretty frequently. Um, it means that having like laser surgery is only going to be a temporary fix. So I feel like what can be considered is doing the let me see lenses. No, that can't be it. The thingies where you put things into your eye, which just strikes me as the most disgusting thing to do. The thought of trying on purpose to make sure you lose the reflex to protect your eye by blinking when something comes close, purposefully training yourself out of that very healthy logic reflex. It just has never felt right to me. So I'm probably gonna stick with glasses, but I should get better glasses. Oh really? Dukas, how long ago did you get it? Because your eyesight naturally deteriorates as you get older. So even though laser fixes it immediately, you're still gonna have that deterioration, is how I have understood it. Still fine at 35? That's interesting. Good for you that it worked out. Eye surgery also feels very scary though. Any kind of surgery is a bit scary. Ooh, and speaking of other things that are scary, giving hammer the bishop pair. Not recommended. Although there, even this bishop e4 move might have been even better. I just saw that I could capture the bishop pair, and I'm like, yeah, definitely doing that. We're just gonna take all the rooks off the board, I think, and give an illustration to the peeps how to win with the bishop pair. Now, don't go f5, because after bishop c4, king f7, knight takes f5, wins a pawn. So let's do this accurately. Let's get the king involved. No, let's use the bishop pointing against the knight. So now the knight cannot move because then the pawn on b2 will be lost. And then, wow, white is very aggressive, just pushes that pawn forward. But now this pawn maybe can become more of a weakness, more of a target for us going forward. How big is it that Magnus reached 3,300 in bullet rating? I mean, good for him. It's kind of difficult to get excited about internet ratings, in my opinion. Okay, I'm losing on time. This is not great. b5, also something that was not great. I don't think that was a very good decision. I keep getting a better pawn structure here, which is good news. And now we're going to use the bishops for what they know how to do. We're just going to capture all of white's pieces, essentially. Wow, you just gave me that one as well. And the checkmate. We got there. I was never concerned. Never concerned. Can you tell me what was discussed about the Magnus Invitational? I think what was discussed is that the prize fund is big. We don't know who, if they have any sponsors, and the field is outrageously good. and the commentary is going to be really nice because the time control is like quick enough to be always entertaining, but at the same time slow enough to get some time for the commentators to explain what's going on. Wooler, you are actually next in line. There's some luck right there. I think this is going to be my last game. My eyes are acting up, so I need to take care of myself and my health. I'll be back on. I was going to be back on Monday, but now I'm afraid that it's going to crash with one of these many tournaments Chess24 are hosting over the next couple of days. But let me say this: I can. I might be doing like some commentary. We're gonna have some really high class games on the Chess24 server. Maybe I'll just have some streams doing commentary of those. Will it be free to view on Twitch? Yes, for sure. Collis. Are you a Chess24 partner? Yes, Rold says. You can check out this command from when I made my switch. White, normally in these variations, white always plays a4. Now I'm not sure what to do when white has delayed that advance for so long. Maybe I'll just go bishop e6. Did I hear you dunking on Buddha earlier? I mean, what is life if you're not dunking on Buddha, Gerber? But I don't think I was, no. I think he tried dunking on me and I defended myself. Okay, so I would really like to have this pawn on the c file contributing in the fight for the center. But in order to do so, I need to move back up with my knight. And I'm not really in a mood to do that. My bishop on e6 is actually misplaced very often in these variations. For instance, if I go knight b8, d4, knight d7, then my bishop will get trapped with d5 coming next. So I think instead I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to use the initiative I have on the queen side and start pushing over there. d5 looks sensible, yeah, but very often when you play d5, your other pawn becomes a target for attack. I didn't really want to get into that. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe I'm getting outplayed. I don't really know what's going on. Right now it looks as though white just has a almost winning position because I misplayed it so badly. Because now after knight c3, he's threatening the pawn on b5. So normally this position would be fine for me because I have the f5 move. But had he played knight c3 there, he would have attacked the pawn on b5. And so after f5, he could have just captured that pawn. And then I would have been very dead. I'm probably still pretty dead, but I'm not very dead. The queen is attacking both my bishop and the pawn on b5, so I'm backing up with the bishop so that I have some discovered attack possibilities. And then he just blundered. Yeah, I don't know. I was getting crushed and then he just blundered. That is internet chess for you. It's like how most games go, honestly. Didn't seem that terrible. It felt pretty terrible in my opinion. Oh, I'm still losing on time though. Now I have a completely winning position, but still dead lost on time. I have no idea what happens if he sacrifices. Probably should prevent that. Uh-oh, blundered rookie 7 there. He could have won with rookie 7. My queen was hanging. He didn't see it, I didn't see it, and we move on to the next. I don't think I'm going to be able to flag this one. I gotta say, I am concerned. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, come on. Yeah, he's blundering, but I'm blundering more. Okay, I had a better internet connection. This was not that great. Not that great of a day, and my eyes are not being kind to me. I think I'm gonna have to call it quits for today, but I'll be back. Um, I'll be back later in the week doing some streams. Let's see if we can raid someone. Let's see who's on the line. Let's send a raid to Tori. Thanks everyone for watching. It wasn't the comeback. I know I haven't been streaming for more than a week. I wasn't feeling all that great, not feeling in a streaming mood. Not the comeback I was hoping for, but I'll get another chance later in the week. Stay safe, everyone, and we have some really exciting chess to look forward to. With the Magnus Invitational and all the other stuff going on, and I will definitely be involved with that in some way or another. Right now, it looks as though TV2 will be doing a broadcast of the Magnus Invitational of Magnus's games. So that means I will not be on Twitch, but I will be doing commentary on Norwegian TV, which is good. It's healthy, you know, getting out of the house, having a reason to get up in the morning. always a good thing in these very strange times. We're gonna raid Tori. Make sure to use your raid emotes. Treat her nicely. She's gotten so much better. She started playing chess a year and a half ago, and now she's 1600. And what I really like about Tori is that we have gotten to observe her progress as she's improving, which is very very cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys later in the week. Bye.